Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Look at that, got my battery charged up today. I'm grinding through the remainder of the stuff I got from the car show, and one of the things I showed you was a mini bike frame, and one of my YouTube buddies, Roger, Flash TV as he is known now. He used to be 231 Flash, now he's Flash TV. I put a picture of the frame up, and he suggested that it might be a Lil Indian, an older Lil Indian. So with that, I started to do some research on it, and I was curious to how new, how old is it, and so forth. And it does look a lot like the Lil Indian, to be honest with you. So that's first of all. Given that, like, it had bolts here for the seat and all, I'm thinking that at some point it was used. It looks like it was blue. Right, you can see kind of some blue, some yellow. I think it was kind of a commercially manufactured bike, and it could be a Lil Indian. On the older Lil Indians, these foot peg things, well, actually, they look, I think the pipe went completely across. And they did have these little nubby stubby things, but I think, as I recall, the pipe went completely across. Anyhow, looks like there might have been a plate right here that somebody removed. Anyway, this is the mini bike. What I did was, just for size and all that, these are the tires I got from that estate picking. My cousin's parents passed on, and these were kind of floating around in the garage, and nobody wanted them, so I adopted the tires. And quite honestly, the front tire, believe it or not, is a little too big. It's rubbing on the inside of the fender. But that's what the bike looks like. And I deliberately set it up and put tires on it because I'm going to show you what my size is compared to this bike. I'm about 5'8", a couple 100 pounds. I'd like to say it was all muscle, but that would make me a liar. So I think at this point you can see the bike, and in a minute you'll see me in the photo. I'm wearing my blue outfit, my blue man suit. So I was actually kind of surprised that if I'm sitting on it, I can actually turn it to the extremes. I hope I'm in the video and you're not just watching people talk to nothing. So I can actually move back a little more. So there we go. How do I look? Does this mini bike make me look fat? Many of you are probably going to ask, what am I going to do with it? And I got to be honest, I'm not sure yet. Somebody my size gets on one of these things, especially if I'm building it. If I'm building it, I'm not just going to put a 2 horsepower or 3 horsepower. I'm probably going to go with the 6.5 Predator. I would put like this 5 horsepower upright on it. And if I did put this 5 horsepower upright on it, old one-handed Harvey, assuming it'll fit. and then I can get my fingers back. It looks like I can put that 5 horsepower upright on it. My lean would also be to put a torque converter on it, and it'll be a very fast bike, a bike that you can kind of pick up with one hand. All positive things, but given its geometry and so forth, I could probably get it fast enough to crash and leave a lot of skin behind, if not me, whoever I let ride it. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with this rig yet. It does look pretty cool. Right? Looks like it's all engine, all engine and tires. So it would be a cool build-it project to build, and you know, just kind of use as a toy on the driveway. I also have a buddy. You guys know that I'm buddies with David Udizzi up in Worcester. I'm sure he wouldn't mind adding it to his hoard, and putting a set of tires on it, fixing it up, maybe giving it off to a kid. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. So back to the deal. This and the XR80 and the Honda 50 stuff. Like, you know, the seat was in the deal. I mean, this was in the deal. The exhaust system. I gave the guy $100 for the batch of it. So I don't know. I gotta decide. My lack of me not making a decision, unfortunately, is what adds to the hoard building up. As I'm looking at the frame and the way it's laid out, I'm not thinking one of these Predator engines would fit in there. Maybe, maybe not. Definitely not with the torque converter. To put a torque converter on those Predator engines, Honda clones, the torque converter kind of has to do the downhill thing, at which time it'll get into trouble with that part of the frame. The nice thing about these horizontals and where the bolt is, and you kind of have a lot less in the way out in this area, you can run it straight back, right? And you don't end up fighting with the frame problems. Anyhow, so I'm thinking, don't know, but after looking at a lot of pictures, it does look a lot like the Lil Indian, and it doesn't look like it was abused. Like, the handlebars aren't bent; they're like perfectly straight. You know, the fender's not bent. I mean, it's really in nice shape. I mean, somebody did do something with it, because see the way that bolt is? You got to slot it, and two bolts on the other end. And then this, you got a hex, and it's a straight bolt through. So obviously somebody messed with it. Somebody's been on it. Somebody took it apart at some point. Looking at this front end, though, I don't think this would be all that strong for beating it about off-road. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Just figured I'd show it to you. Folks, I want to thank y'all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and please, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.